How's it going, everyone? And today I'm going to be bringing you a deck that I've been playing around since I've been trying to pull certain cards, such as Hey Trunade from the new box, but instead I've managed to pull Armored Beast. So I thought, you know what? How would I make a deck with this? And the deck that I was coming up with was using Vanilla Dinos because Armored Bee is an aggressive card. So it helps you go aggressive as it weakens your opponent's monster and allows you to go in for the attack. Now, first thing I want to note about this deck is the skill that I'm using, and that is Dino Rampage. What it says is can be used each time your life points decrease by 1,800, and you have a dinosaur type normal monster on your field. That monster can attack twice during the battle phase. This turn, this skill can only be used once per turn. And when I saw this skill, I thought it has OTK potential. So when I was looking at the vanilla dinos, we have access to Sabersaurus, Kabazuls, and a new addition, which I think is a really versatile card, Swamp Mirror. And since you have to lose life points in order to activate this skill, I immediately thought, you know what? Mirror Wall can work, and Cosmic Cyclone. And then that's how the deck started coming together just like that. So I'm going to explain the lineup. Now, first off, I'm going to start with Armored Bee. Like I said, this was an accidental pull. Let me zoom in on the picture. This was an accidental pull from the new box. So since this was UR, I didn't want it to go to waste, and I decided to put it to use. And like I said, it has the attack, so it allows you to go aggressive. We have Sabersaurus and Kabazuls, as that's the main point of this deck, is it relies on our skill. Now, if you're asking, I'm only playing one Sabersaurus because its defense is so low that Mirror Wall will not help it, and I think that Kabazuls is much better as it has 1,500 attack, so it can survive a monster that has 3,000 attack points under Mirror Wall. Let's go over for the spell cards. Playing 2 Cosmic Cyclone because I only have 2, and plus it has synergy with our skill. By getting rid of the back row, we don't have to worry about anything to stop our attack, as well as helping us get our ability, which this is really, really good in this deck. If I had a 3rd Cosmic Cyclone, I would most likely play it. Now, originally, I started editing this deck as I was going in Legend, and all I ran into were Sylvan, so this is what I'm using for Sylvan's Forbidden Chalice, because it just stops their Kumushumo effect. And yeah, that's the only reason why I'm playing Chalice. And right here we have Enemy Controller, or just to go for aggressive plays, protect our life points. But sometimes, Enemy Controller, you gotta be careful how you use it, because you want your monsters in attack position so that the Armored Bee can actually use its effect and get it off. Again, Swamp Mirror, this really counts as a monster, so you already know the deal about this. Very versatile. We got 2 Mirror Walls, as it helps me. It's pretty good, as it can always help me get off my ability. My skill that I'm using, which is Dino Rampage. It also helps us stall, so if we have a Armored Bee face up, we can stall with Mirror Wall, we can pay the Mirror Wall, and we can actually use our Armored Bee's effect, so that's really good. Now, as I was playing around with this deck, I decided this needs 2 monsters in order to get the OTK, so this is where I threw in Powerful Rebirth. As, let's say we start off bad, or we have this in our starting hand and we have 1 monster set. Well, if it's destroyed, we can't play another monster, so I think Powerful Rebirth is really good, as we will be able to have 2 monsters next turn. And the last card of choice is Ulitmate Providence, but because of Sylvan's, and also if I have any dead cards in my hand, anything that could stop my play. And yeah, what it does is it's very versatile, because what I can do is, if they activate an effect, I can discard a monster and bring it back with Powerful Rebirth. Now, if you don't have any of these cards, you can try playing with some of the suggestions right here. Super Rush Headlong, as you know, if you want to play more of the Sabersaurus, I would probably play Super Rush Headlong, as if they use enemy controller on it, they could just get rid of it since it only has 500 defense. The other one I like is Anti-Magic Arrows, because sometimes you may start off bad and your opponent has way too many back row and you're afraid. Also, if you have Hey Trunate, probably play that, as that's good. And Spike Shield with Chain is also really good because, let's say, since you're going to be taking a lot of damage on your life points, and you can't quite finish off your opponent, you can set a monster and activate Spike Shield with Chain. So that's really good as well. I just thought of one right now. Tribute to the Doom, if you have one. Whoa. Like Doom. Let me see. Yeah, as you could discard a monster, get rid of the back row, and bring it back as Powerful Rebirth. Now, I know I've been talking long enough, so let me get into the replay, as they are quite some quick games. A lot of these games will show you what I'm talking about, of some of the choices, of how I kind of edited the deck based on what I was facing in the ladder. But our first match, I believe, was against a Archfiend Yami with the Yami Field spell. Yeah, Power of Dark. And as you can see right here, I start off. I just decided not to attack because I don't know what he's playing. So he uses Parallel Twist to get rid of me. Now he uses Trance Archfiend. I would have lived by 100 though, but I decided to use Mirror Wall instead. You know what? I just decided to pay and activate Anti-Magic. And just like that, both of his monsters are dead. He plays the Archfiend Roar. And this is where the Spike Shield with Chain comes in to allow me to finish him off, since all their attack points are really low. That's the first game. And we only lived with only 50 life points, which shows you how fast you can come back. And the next one is Yugimoto. I think this one was against the Sylvan, but this is what happens with Sylvans if they don't start off with the Co-Mushroom. Like, the minute I started playing Chow and stuff, I would never run into a Co-Mushroom. Yeah, I think this is Sylvan's. Yep. Alright, I just set a card. Now, he decided to use Martial Leaf, and he decides to mill Rose Lover. Now, this guy thinks he has me on the ropes right here. Obviously, here he's trying to mill out something, such as a Co-Mushroom. But I used a Mirror Wall. Because of his Rose Lover, it's unaffected by my Mirror Wall. And here's where the Dino Rampage comes in. I go in, Swamp Mirror, Econ take place, bang, bang, just like that. He turned the game around. I mean, it's so satisfying because they think they have you, but once you catch them off guard, it's really hard for them to come back. Because, you know, they use everything in their hand or go for the aggressive game, the aggressive play. Right here, we're going against My Valentine. If I remember correctly, this should be an Aliens matchup.
Duel.
Right here, we plays the Overlord. And I immediately use Cosmic Cyclone on his back row. Turns out it's an A cell. That's one A cell down. He uses it on his alien telepath, but I don't know why though. Well, actually, maybe if he top decked a Overlord. You can see here he sends one. Now I take damage. Unfortunately, I use Swamp Mirror in attack position to protect my life. Top deck another Cosmic Cyclone. Uses another A cell. And this is what I was talking about Powerful Rebirth coming in handy. And here we go. Now I use this effect to half it to make sure I get the OTK. Just like that. Now I want to say that probably Powerful Rebirth was the MVP card of that game, as it allowed me to play extra monsters. Because I don't think I would have OTK'd them if it wasn't for Powerful Rebirth. This one's against Jessie Anderson, which is another Sylvan, though, but I forget why I recorded this one. Probably because it was probably just a good comeback. For those of you who don't like the Sylvan deck, I understand. Now, as you can see here, start off pretty good. Now, this is a Rose Lover. Right, he's unaffected by Mirror Wall. We play Guardioak. And he mills the Rose Lover and the Magical Merchant. Then he decides to tribute it to try to get rid of my back row. But it turns out he got rid of my monster, which is perfectly fine by me. Playing an aggressive variant using the tie-dye bind. I just use Mirror Wall just to take less damage. And I don't know what I draw next, so I don't pay as I top deck some Armored Bee. And I want to show you this right here. Oh yeah. Well, as you can see here, I would need to deal 4,000 exactly. Now check this out. Armored Bee would have Guardioak's attack, which will bring it to 1,200, and that's 400. Now, if these two were to battle, the difference between would be 400, and 1,800 two times is 3,600, which is exactly lethal. So technically, you can do this against a Red Eye zombie if you want to. This is the reason why I chose it. So if your opponent only has like one Red Eye zombie, you could still do it. And here's the last matchup of what happens when you first turn Chalice. It's just really, really quick. This one's actually a pretty fun one. And called Duel Standby, he allows me to draw all my pieces that I need. I go Blaze Man. I know he's probably able to fusion summon, but I'm not going to allow him to. Right here, he goes for the attack, Mirror Wall. Now, if this were a Sabersaurus, I would have never lived. Then top deck a Cosmic Cyclone. Dino Rampage, just get rid of the Wall Disruption, which is really good. Bang and bang. Yeah, and that is the power of Dino Rampage. yeah, guys, and that's pretty much it for all the replays that I've saved so far, as I was playing in Legend. And thank you for watching, guys, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure, if you feel like it, you can make your own changes, and yeah, thank you for watching.